Hello everyone and welcome to Swanky Jack Plays Armello. I am Swanky Jack, this is Armello. If you saw the video that went up yesterday, this is the first impressions of the most recent IndieBox that I've received, which is information that by all means check out the IndieBox unboxing for that. It's not going to be a full-on a game of this because Armello is ultimately it's a digital board game and it's incredible. I'm really looking forward to playing this for you guys. I played through a tutorial off screen just so I had a basis of what was going on, and I didn't know that it was as board gamey as it is. So what I'm going to do in terms of a full run through is at some point in the near future I'm going to be doing an episode of this with 3 other people as like a Saturday special with guests kind of thing. So for this one I'm just going to give you guys a first impressions and a rundown of the game itself. So I'm just going to go to single player. I did the prologue, which is basically a tutorial, so I'm just going to hit a new game. So you pick one of 8 characters, so there's 2 for each clan. So you've got Thane and River, who are of the Wolf clan. I'll give you some context of what's on screen right now. So, if you ever play Talisman, it's kind of similar to that. So these are your 4 primary stats. So fight is how many dice you roll in combat. Body is how many hit points you can take before dying. Wit is how many cards you draw up to at the start of your turn. And spirit is how strong your magic is. So how much, I believe it's how much mana you have to work with, as well as the range of which you can cast spells. Every character also has their own unique ability. For example, River has the Huntress ability, which means that before any kind of combat, she deals an extra bonus damage before the combat begins. This can kill your target, which obviously means that you're taking someone down without getting yourself engaged in combat and risking taking any damage yourself. All of this will have more content once you get into the game. I just kind of, to me, it makes sense to explain what's on screen when it's there. So with Thane, it's if you burn a card in combat. Again, I'll explain what that does a bit later. You can remove some of your opponent's defenses. With Mercurio, you have steal 1 gold from an owner of a settlement when you claim it. So settlements, the easiest way I think of describing this is it's a mixture of Talisman meets Civilization. So you move around very similar to Civilization, and you can establish settlements and make money from that at the start of each turn. But the way it plays is more akin to Talisman, so it's about dice rolls, and it's about slowly building up your 4 main characteristics, and then all aiming for your own interpretation of how you want to take down the goal, which again I will explain once it comes up. Amber is of the Rabbit clan, so when she raids tombs, funnily enough, she has a higher chance of getting rewards as opposed to risking danger and taking any damage. Zosha is when it's nighttime, because each day consists of 2 turns, 1 turn in day, 1 turn at night. You're always stealthed apart from when you're in the palace. Again, that'll make sense in a moment. Barnaby is when you equip items, you get the money back if you remove an item that you've already had equipped, because it costs money to equip items. Sana is a priestess, so when you're fighting corrupted creatures, you use your spirit as opposed to your fight, which obviously in this case is obviously something you'd rather do, because it's 2 fight against 5 spirit. Brun is a Scar caster, +1 fight for each spell cast until the end of your next battle or the end of your next turn. So if you cast spells in advance to a battle, you're more likely to fight, because his spirit isn't as high as Sana, but his fight is higher. And I believe that's everyone. So I'm going to play as this is actually quite a tough one. I think I'm going to play as River. I like the idea of getting that sneaky little bit of damage in, because that applies. Granted, it's when initiating combat, so if someone attacks me, to my knowledge, it won't mean I do the bonus damage, but it's, you know, we'll see how it goes. I don't know what this means. Gain stealth on mountains day and night. I mean, yeah. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing because that wasn't something that was mentioned in the tutorial. So the AI we've got here, we've got Zosha, Brun, and Sana. So it's all the all. Oh, what's going on here? All these trinkets are crazy. I'm gonna go with +1 wits, so I have more cards available to me. That's what I'm gonna go with. And that's fine. I'm fine with the AI heroes there. I do apologise for being a bit vague so far. I guess it's quite difficult to explain the game's concept before the game actually turns up. From the wolf to bear, the clans declare, the time has come to take the throne. The rot's creeping, it twists our king. Heroes rise, save Armello. So that there is the king. So slap bang in the middle. That is the king. He has been corrupted by something known as the rot. In a similar way to Talisman, the way you're constantly upgrading your stats. So in this case here, I've got 3 quests I can give myself. And if I complete that quest, which is normally just go to a certain place, you will get, in this case, permanently +1 wits and then +1 prestige. But if you take a slightly riskier approach to it, you will actually get another piece of equipment, which is that there, Lionheart Breastplate. So in this case, in battle, +2 shield, and wearer never retreats. And it says at the bottom here what the primary characteristic for this challenge is. So at the moment, my highest stat is wits, so I'm going to take this one here and have that as my quest. So it's going to show me where my quest is, which is over there. So if I go over there, I can move 3 spaces per turn. However, mountains take 2 actions to move through. I can go over there, and then I'll get my quest, and I'll be given a new quest after that. Also, it's a settlement, so if I own that settlement, at each dawn, so the start of each day turn, I get an extra gold. So, let's have a look inside here. So that's the king there. As you can see, he's got a bit more health than I have. I've got 4 health. He currently has 8 health. If I'm reading that right? Yeah, 8 out of 9. He has 7 strength and 1 rot. To my knowledge, his rot will keep increasing, but he'll keep losing health. The 4 means of winning. 1 is, if he dies from the rot, if you have the highest prestige, so this number here, you win. If you defeat the king in battle and do not die, you win. If you have become corrupted by the rot and then defeat the king in battle, because once you've become corrupted, to my knowledge, you can no longer win by prestige or spirit stones, which we'll get to in a second. So if you've been corrupted, if you defeat the king and live, you win. And then if you acquire 4 spirit stones from around the map and then purify the king, you purify the kingdom, and that means you could win as well. So there are 4 ways of winning, depending on what kind of playstyle you want. So right now, I haven't really got much to work with in terms of... I haven't got a clear means of aiming for any of those 4 goals. I mean, I've got quite a high fight stat, which is obviously useful in general, because it means if I come across any of the King's Guards or any monsters while I'm around, I'm going to be able to hold myself in battle. So the tiles, it's all fairly straightforward. If you hover over them, you can see on the right there, it says what they do. So basic terrain, there's no effect in plains. In mountains, it costs 2 movement to move in there, but if you're fighting in the mountain, you have +1 shield, so you automatically block 1 point of damage. In the woods, if it's nighttime, you are stealthed. Settlements, if you own it, you get 1 gold at the start of each dawn. And then these are the ruins, the broken lairs. They are exploration areas, so as I was saying with Amber the rabbit earlier, once you enter there, it can be a multitude of things that occurs while you're in there. It can be just gold, it can be equipment, it can be a random encounter, and these kind of tie in with random encounters. So this is, I believe they're called, nope, I can't remember what they're called, I apologise for that. Basically, it gives you a challenge where you must roll specific symbols to succeed, or you gain some kind of negative effect. That, I think, is about enough to go into to start with. I do apologise. So I'm going to start heading towards my objective over there. Now, the spells on this, well, the cards on the side here, some of them are spells. For example, this one here is -2 health and suns explode until end of target's next turn. So that means if you are in some kind of encounter and you roll a sun, you gain an additional dice to roll. Or additional die, even, sorry. Longbow. In battle, first rolled sword pierces opponent's shields. So the first sword that you roll ignores one of your opponent's shields. Steal 1 gold, a target can't pay. Steal 1 equipped item. Wall of Thorns, no movements to or from tile until next dawn. And then the Sailor's Lantern, which I believe means that even if they are stealthed, targets in adjacent tiles are still revealed. Now I'm going to grab the longbow and equip that onto my page here. So the cost there, affected by gold, so it cost me 3 to equip it. But it does now mean I've got it equipped in general. So here's my inventory shelf. I can actually look at other people's inventory, which I think is quite a nice touch. So you can have 3 items and 3 party members. Party members do a multitude of things. There's literally no point in me even beginning to attempt to describe what they can do, because they can do many things. So I'm going to move along to there, and then I'm going to claim this. As it stands, the guards are neutral, as you can see there. They will attack me if I attack them, or I do something unruly within the kingdom, such as piss off the king or something to that effect. Now, another benefit of having high prestige is the person with the highest prestige becomes the steward of the king. And what that allows them to do is, at the start of each dawn, the king proposes 2 laws to pass, and the steward picks which of those laws is the one that gets enacted. Now, Stone Circle, which is that one that Sana just walked into there, it gives you 1 health if you're missing a health. So you heal a health as opposed to gain a health. So you heal 1 health. That's not ideal. So now it's nighttime, so anyone in forest counts as being stealthed. He's gained a rot, which means it was... that's a bane. A bane is like a creature of corruption, which we're about to... Oh, hello. Nope. Okay, so... banes, if you kill them, you gain prestige. But if they kill you, you gain rot. For each rot you have, I believe it's at each dawn, you lose 1 health. But if you have 5 rot, you become corrupted, which means you can no longer win by prestige or by spirit stone, because if you enter a stone circle when you're corrupted, it just kills you there and then. So I'm going to pick... This is quite a nice thing. It's, as opposed to drawing from a random deck in a game like Talisman being an excellent example, you pick which kind of item you want. So I've got the Sailor's Lantern, I got the bow from earlier, but I want an equipment that hopefully gives me a more fight or more body, so I'm going to go for an item. Oh, and I got a health potion, which is quite good. So it cost me 2 gold, but it means that I can heal 4 health if I'm in a bit of a sticky wicket. So I know he's in there. Sorry, she's in there because she stealths anywhere at night. But my objective is there. But I don't want to start a fight yet because it's not really worth it. But if I initiate the attack, my ability kicks in. Oh, it's a versus game. Let's do it. So I believe I got the 1 shot of damage there, so she should already be on 2 health. So she's got a fair bit of armor. So she's already got 3 shields, meaning that if I roll 3 swords, I won't do anything. But because I'm ambushed, we're both ambushed, we can't... Normally what you can do is you can use your ability cards in the corner and you can burn them to guarantee yourself a certain roll. Now this is an interesting thing here. I'm going to do my best to explain it as I can. Right, okay, so... That was very actually unfortunate that I died from that. So I'm going to go back to my spawn point, and Zosha has gained a prestige out of that. That's very unfortunate for me. So the 6 sides of the dice are swords, which are a successful attack, shields, which negate, so one shield negates one sword. There's a sun, which counts as a successful attack if it's daytime, a moon, which counts as a successful attack if it's nighttime, I believe it's called a wild, which is the tree symbol, which counts as a success and then adds another die. And there was there's a worm card, which is like a spiral, which is a fail. It's nothing. It does nothing unless you are already corrupted. I don't like Zosha. She's taking all my things. I don't want her to take my things. I hope the... So now it's the dawn. The person with the highest prestige, which is Zosha for defeating me, which is very unfortunate, chooses one of these policies. So the king plays cursed lands across all normal perils in the kingdom, increases difficulty. So all the perils, that's the word, that are around the map are now more difficult. And then the king's guards move. Interesting. So what I can actually do is I can spectate the combat there. So 5 die against 4 die. 5 dice against 4 dice. I always get the singular and plural wrong for those. So we got a wild there, means another die is being rolled. A rot, because it's corrupted, means another roll. So that's going to trigger another roll, which makes a defense. So 1 will be blocked and 3 will hit, but he got no blocks, so he gets hit 4 times in return. So he, I believe, is now going to be on 1 health. So both of them are on 1 health, neither have been defeated. And understandably, the King's Guard is also going to attack the Bane as well. And I'm hoping, if the King's Guard kills the Bane, that means the King's Guard is going to move to where the Bane was, and I should be able to just walk into that town that Zosha took from me. Killing blow, and his attack was blocked, so they're down. And then the King's Guard moves across. Lovely. Now, I unfortunately can't get back to Houndsmouth, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go to the Broken Lair here, the dungeon. So there you go. It's just giving me a random chance of what I can get. So I got a Spirit Stone. If I get 4 of them, I win. Now, I feel like attacking again probably won't be a very good idea, but Zosha's on 1 health. And there you go. Now, the reason I don't think I got the ambush would have been because Zosha was ambushing. Sorry, the reason I didn't get the shots from the bow and arrow was because Zosha was ambushing. So the peril there was those 4 symbols, so he has to roll all 4 of those symbols. But what you can do is you can burn a card, because all the cards have one of the 6 Armello symbols. So he's finished his quest, which means I'm behind on quests. So Sana's put a bounty on me, meaning the King's Guard are going to come after me. Delightful. Thank you, Sana. You dick. Right, I think I'd need a bit more gung ho with my cards here. Or burn them. Because of my wit, it means that I can just get more going on. I probably could have watched what was going on over there, but oh crikey, they're all quite close. I just realised I'm going to be attacked this turn because I have the bounty on my head. Delightful. So I'm assuming that is Zosha was doing one of the perils just then. So he's gained another corruption. And a Spirit Stone has appeared over there. So I'm going to start heading towards that Spirit Stone. As it stands, that's my current objective. If I get the 4 Spirit Stones, I get into the King's Palace. That's a victory for me. So, let's go 1. Oh, whoops, I was not paying attention to the fact there was a peril there. Okay, so if I roll a shield, a moon, and a sun. So let's go with moon, shield, and sun. It's a success. The trap is removed. And I can continue. Let's get my first quest. Claim this is my own place. So I can either... Now, okay, here's how it works. You're guaranteed to get the wit for completing and the prestige for completing. However, if you take the risk, you either take this penalty, in this case a prestige, or you gain an item. I've got 50% chance of succeeding, so each point is worth 10%. I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going for a prestige victory. The other characters have higher prestige than I do. I think it's worth the risk. And it paid off. So not only did I get the wit bonus and the prestige bonus, I also got an item. So in battle, +2 shields, and where I never retreat. So I'm going to immediately equip that, because it cost me 0 to equip. And that seems like a pretty straightforward win-win situation. That didn't go too badly. So Brun's cast haste on himself, which I believe means he can move... He gets 2 more actions on his next turn. Now he's been ambushed, so he can't burn cards. But Sana can burn cards if she wants to. Although I think... Oof. That was brutal. So, as the stats imply there, Brun's a right sight better at fighting than Sana is. And I'm assuming this is going to be a very similar situation in which Brun is probably going to win this encounter. And then the attack back is completely blocked because Brun has the shields. So that, like I was saying earlier about the objectives, you must survive the encounter with the king for it to count as a success. So if you go for a prestige victory and someone goes for the king and dies as well as the king, the person with the highest prestige then wins, because the king, there is no longer a king. Zosha's turn. And Zosha's going for me. So I'm ambushed, so I'm not going to be able to use either of my cards here. And I've got... And they're burning. I might be in trouble here. So I'm guaranteed to take one... sorry. I'm... Without dice rolls, I'm going to take 1 damage. Just roll the dice, see what happens. This isn't going too bad. So I'm taking 1 damage so far. And dealing 2 damage. Which was a killing blow. Lovely. So I'm going to take them down. They lose a prestige. I gain a prestige. So suddenly, I'm not doing too bad on the prestige ladder when I think about it. So Dawn. Oh, I am in fact the prestige leader, so I'm going to be picking the policy this time around. So my choices are, the king demands a bloodbath, all bounties are now worth +1 gold and +1 prestige till the end of the game. That's good, that's a permanent thing. Or, the king hires mercenaries to bolster his control of settlements across the kingdom, sorry. I'm going to go for that one, and just hope bounties don't come across me. So he's decreed that law that I have suggested he pass. And the King's Guard move. So the King's Guard is fighting a Bane. I can't really comment on this right now. That in general was quite a messy round. A lot of that King Guard and the King's Guard died in return. Now normally that would be much worse than it appears, because Banes and corrupted creatures gain health from killing things. But it's more if you were to die and you were a player who was in the situation, then that's when it's, you know, it's really a problem. So, of my choices here, I've got a fight, a wit, and a body. Of those, fight is my highest, so I'm going to pick fight. However, it does give you a hint as to what the reward's going to be. So of these, this would give you an item, this would give you a follower, and this gives you a spirit stone. I'm going to go for this one, and go for as many options as a victory as possible. So my, my next quest is over there, and I'm going to pick 4 items. Now, because my wit went up from completing my quest, my new hand size is 6 as opposed to 5. Another healing item. So I'm going to equip the shield. So I now have guaranteed 3 shields in combat. Now I'm going to take a slightly risky move here. And I'm going to move 1 into the forest. I'm going to move into the swamp, which costs you 1 health. And then I'm going to move to the spirit stone. So not only do I have a spirit stone, but I healed 1 for walking into the stone circle. And I still have a +2 health and a +4 health item if I need them. And there's Brun going to... and Brun got a treasure of some description. So I believe the outcomes can be an item, a spirit stone, like I got, a... gold. I think 1 might be a peril occurs, and then you can have it that you bring a bane onto the map, which obviously is less than desirable. Brun seems like a very, very solid character. Like a genuinely solid character. Though for the life of me I forgot his ability. I believe it was +1 fight if any spells were cast that turn, and he's getting incredibly lucky with all those wild buffs. And yeah, so I guess Sana's going for a lot of health, but to my knowledge, because she had nowhere to be pushed back to, she just outright died. So even if you took 1 damage but dealt no damage, if you get pushed into a position where you cannot physically, if there's no space on that tile, you just die, you get routed. So Sana's going to go for some revenge right now. Which in my opinion is, quite frankly, ludicrous. Because when you burn, it basically, it doesn't just give you what you burned, it guarantees one of the die that you already had becomes that thing. I just don't understand why you would instigate a fight with Brun. He's just crazy, crazy powerful. Ridiculously powerful character by the looks of things. I don't know if he's got very lucky. I don't know if its ability makes him that good. I don't know if he's got a lot of equipment that's helping him out. I honestly don't know what's making him as effective as he seems to be. So he's gained 1 more rot. And let's have a spirit stone. So I can either head towards my objective or head towards that spirit stone. I'm unfortunately in a position where I actually have some choices here. However, as it stands, Sana is on where my spirit stone is. By the looks of things, that Bane is burning that village. That's unfortunate for them. I am going to pick another item. Healing item. I'm getting quite lucky with that. So where am I? I'm over here. So I am going to move here. I'm going to move into settlement, get some more money. Okay, so unlike Civ, you can't end your turn moving into difficult terrain. You have to have 2 movement to get there in the first place. So I'm going to move into the swamp. And I'm going to give myself the wild sap. No, not wild sap. The wild weed, sorry. It costs 1 gold. I can handle that. But it means I'm back on full health. So end turn. I'm going to go to Brun, who's probably going to attack Sana. Bless her. Who just cast a trickery by the looks of things. It cost him 3 gold for whatever he just did. So he's already got 3 shields and a sword. I just feel sorry for Sana more than anything else. This is just... she's just taking a damage. Or 2 damage even, sorry. And did nothing in return. Now, if Brun were to get corrupted, this would be a very different story. Sana would be absolutely wiping the floor with him. Because she'd be using her wits, which is currently 5 as her fighting strength. So she, well, not wiping the floor, but she'd be on level pegging in terms of stats. Yeah, these matches are just, they're just so one-sided right now. It is literally 2 against 5 plus bronze items. So, I guess by the amount of times they've been killed, is it the hero shelf? My prestige is currently... I don't even know what my prestige is right now. Oh, I'm being attacked. This is unfortunate. Okay, so I've got 4 against his 5, but I've got 3 shields to automatically block some of this. So that's... but so has he. So what I could do is if I... because it's night time, if I give myself that, and that, and then roll and just... oh, I ran out of time. Whoops. Then I got a wild, so that rolls again, and I got a moon, so I got... now, it blocks most of it. All things considered, that could have gone significantly worse. However, it does mean... oh, wait. I'm confused. Why did I deal more damage? Did I... I'm very confused. He's just going for me again. This is unfortunate for me more than anything else. I guess just roll. I've got some wilds, got some swords, got a moon. And... right, so literally nothing happened to that encounter. Alright. So it's Sana's turn, who's drinking some wine. Or placing wine as a trap. Don't go into the swamp, because that's where I need to go. I don't want to fight. There we go. So, Sana is ambushing, meaning that he's not going to be able to burn, but she just hasn't got the combat strength to contest him. It's as simple as that. What's his ring do? Burning sun and moon cards in battle is always a hit. Oh, so it doesn't matter if it's day or night, you can just use a sun or a moon, provided you burn it. So you can't roll it, it has to be a burn. Well, I mean, like, you're trying, Sana. I'll give you, like, you know, points for that. So he's currently on 4 health. So Zosha, wherever they are. I haven't... oh, they're stealth, so I don't even know where they are. But they're taking a lot of settlements wherever they are. Okay. So whoever has the highest precision... I'm going to assume... I'm about to say, I will assume it was going to be Brun because of just how much damage he's been... well, how much people he's been defeating. Kingdom's food stores have started to spoil. All heroes must pay 2 gold or suffer 2 health. Oh, it's not optional. If you have 2 gold, you pay it. Okay. So the King's Guard move around. You can do it, King's Guard. I have faith in you. So that they've taken 1 damage, but the King's Guard has 1 health. Other than the behaviours of the Bane and the King's Guard, this would work as a board game, but I just don't think it'd have the grandeur of the visual aesthetic that the video game provides. And he's gonna die. Man. And he gets the health back as a result. So one thing that I don't think I've mentioned so far is the way rot works. If you have rot and you are fighting something that also has rot, the person with the highest rot gains, I believe it's either dice or attacks equal to the lower of the rot numbers in the two. So for example, let's say the Bane had 5 rot, and let's say the Kingsguard had 3 rot. The Bane would get a bonus 2 attacks or 2 dice, depending on which one it is. I for the life of me can't remember which of those 2 bonuses it gets. Good job, Kingsguard. Oh yeah, I had the bounty, don't I? Oh, that's unfortunate. Now here's where I'm in a bit of a pickle. Defeating a King's Guard loses you prestige and makes you wanted by the king. So here's hoping I get 2 more shields. Okay, there you go. So I don't damage him. I don't get damaged. 4. Oh, I took a damage? Okay. So let's draw more item cards. Adventurer's Kit, Imperils, 1 bonus die. That's good, but I don't really need it right now. In battle, +1 sword and +1 die. That's pretty fantastic. And then plus a shield. So I haven't got any gold, so I can't actually equip that, which is very unfortunate for me. However, I'm going to go finish my quest. So if we head into this, I took a damage for entering the swamp. Now I can either just go for it or try and get the spirit stone. If I fail, I'll lose a health, but then I can use a healing potion if I need to. I'm just going to risk it. Who knows? The odds might be in my favour. The odds were actually in my favour. I'm genuinely surprised and genuinely happy about that. So I now have like 3 spirit stones, if I'm not mistaken. I've got another movement, so I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go for either Sana or Brun. I'm thinking Brun, because it means that I will hopefully be in a position to gain favour with the king. So I'm gonna go for him. So 1 damage for instigating combat, and then a normal encounter. I'm going to do a lot of burning right now. So I've got 4 dice to work with, and he's got 2 shields. So I'm going to burn a sun, a wild, which gives me another dice. I'm going to keep the bastard sword actually. I'm going to burn the... oh, I ran out of time because I was too busy trying to describe what I was doing like a goddamn idiot. And as a result, I'm about to take 3 damage, which kills me. Yeah! Greatest! I am so good at Armello, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so good at Armello. Delightful. So if I have a very quick look at what I've got. So I've got 3 spirit stones and... oops, wrong item. So I'm down here, so I could go for that. However, I'd then have to deal with the king. So as opposed to doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the king process of the game, and I'm just going to wrap up the video from there. So the 4 tiles around the king, that's a lot of noise, whatever that was. The 4 tiles around the king are the palace gardens. They've each got symbols, so these 2 are wits, these 2 are spirit. Upon entering them, you have to enter a challenge, and also upon entering, it ends your turn in terms of AP. So once you've entered the palace gardens, you can't then also go in to attack the king, or leave, or do anything else that involves action points. The challenge works in the same way as the... my goodness, I've forgotten what they're called again. Perils! Ah, there you go, perils. You have to signal the peril, so it'll give you a certain number of dice that you have to roll. And then from that, you can enter the king's domain. So you can either try and defeat him, or in the instance I would be going for if I were to finish this game, you can use 4 spirit stones to cleanse the kingdom of the rot. So I'm gonna click Honor of the Clan. That gives me a spirit stone. Let's see if it's nice and close. You know what? As it's so close, I know I said I wasn't going to, but I feel like I should. So I'm going to get a Hare's Halberd, so in battle, opponents suffer -1 die. That's not a bad one to have. And +1 prestige for each claim settlement under control. That's actually quite a good one. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go for the slightly more difficult one because I want that Spirit Stone. It's 40% chance of succeeding, and wasn't that lucky. No, so I'm not going to bother continuing to the end. So I gained a prestige for completing my quest, but I didn't get the Spirit Stone, so it's not going to be quite as convenient to get to the end as I thought it would be. So again, as I was just saying, that's how you sort of get to the king. So you enter the Palace Gardens, you defeat the challenge that awaits you. This lets you know what kind of skill you're going to be going for. So if you were to enter from the right, or sorry, I guess the south, southeast, or it says there. So the east or west sections, it would be a wits one. If you were to go for the north or the south, you would be going for a spirit challenge, and then however you want to deal with the king occurs from that. I hope I covered everything in as much detail as it was appropriate. If I didn't, let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to talk about it in the comments. Cause this game is awesome. I don't know if you agree with me. If you do, yeah. If not, that's fine. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're wrong. But I've really enjoyed this game. I'm a big fan of board games. I'm a big fan of Civilization. I'm a big fan of Talisman. A big fan of Redwall when I was a lot younger, which is all animals and stuff. So this all ties together and ticks just all the right boxes for me. And I'm really looking forward to doing the video I'm going to be doing with a couple of other people to show you a whole game. So start to finish of 4 people, 4 humans playing Armello. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Goodbye.